Lakeshore Drive. It's a stretch of roadway that brings about many images and memories for the millions who have either traveled, worked, or lived near this legendary expressway. From its humble beginnings to legendary status, Lakeshore Drive, like the city itself, it has undergone many changes and facelifts to meet the demands of its citizens. Traffic reporter Jan Shimmick takes you on a journey across a roadway famous enough to have its own song.
Lakeshore Drive, the road is called, and it'll take you up or down.
From the science industry to the famed Edgewater Hotel, you'll learn all about Chicago's very own Lakeshore Drive tonight at 7. Chicago, the second city, the Windy City, the city of big shoulders, formerly known as the Hog Butcher to the world. It's a city that is made up of neighborhoods, eclectic and diverse areas that collectively make up this nation's third largest city. This town is known for its architecture, food, entertainment, and sports teams. But visually, what sets our city apart from so many others is its skyline. It's a skyline that features two of the most famous and tallest structures around the world, the Hancock Building to the north and the Sears Tower to the south. What brings these mammoth stone creatures and its litter of other concrete brethren together? A 15-mile stretch of roadway called Lakeshore Drive. This roadway frames our city perfectly along the calm and sometimes angry Lake Michigan. So sit back, relax, and get ready to take a brief yet scenic voyage on Lakeshore Drive.
Chicago, that toddling little town. You'll have the time of your life. Bring your friends, your kids, and your wife to Chicago. My hometown. Yeah.
Hello there, I'm Jan Shimmick, lifetime Chicagoan and a frequent user of Lakeshore Drive. As a matter of fact, as you can tell by my motorcycle outfit, one that uses this famous artery nearly year-round. I've often wondered what kind of history the drive contains. You know, the idea of creating a pathway across these cities' lakefront actually began many years before the invention of the automobile. Internationally known architect and city planner Daniel Burnham first pondered the idea during the latter part of the 19th century. It was all part of his Chicago plan. This plan, quote,
proposed the moral upbuilding and physical beautification of Chicago, which included better living conditions for all people, reclaiming the lakefront for the public, increasing the park areas and public playgrounds, and a scientific development of the arteries between the different sections of the city.
This shoreline for the people was created with a roadway that was originally created for horse-drawn carriages that would run from Marquette Park, 67th, north to the south end of Grant Park at Roosevelt. When this stretch of road was officially opened, it was known as South Lakeshore Drive, with the two northbound lanes named after famed explorer Leif Erikson, and the two southbound lanes after Christopher Columbus. After being known briefly as Field Boulevard, this picturesque roadway was renamed as Lakeshore Drive in 1946. We are here at what is presently known as the Museum Campus. To the west, you have the legendary Field Museum. To the east, the John G. Shedd Aquarium and the Adler Planetarium. This campus feel allows visitors to walk around freely from one museum to another. Now, not too long ago, you would not have been able to do so easily. For through here ran two northbound lanes for Lakeshore Drive, while two southbound lanes ran to the west of the museum. Getting to and from each of these museums was quite difficult. We are here at the Oak Street Curve. Northbound and southbound traffic slows down to about a 25-mile-an-hour pace to handle this very angled stretch of roadway. Now, nearly 20 years ago, motorists had an even more difficult part of Lakeshore Drive to contend with. It was known as the S-curve. Lakeshore had two 90-degree angles for commuters to handle as they approached the bridge near Navy Pier. Starting back in 1982, engineers took 4 years to redesign this artery and make this angled part of the road a much easier one to deal with, making the angle a less severe and easier one to drive. Somewhat similar to the Kennedy Expressway, Lakeshore Drive had express lanes of its own. From Belmont to North Avenue, Metal fixtures were found in the median, and they could assist in the flow of traffic by redirecting traffic with these barriers to open a lane on either side to ease congestion. Removed during the 70s, a concrete barrier now separates the two sides. During the next 20 years, Lakeshore Drive would be extended as far north as Foster Avenue, with a brief extension created to Bryn Mawr, then finally ending at its present spot, Hollywood Avenue. These white boulders represent the failed attempt to begin the project to extend Lakeshore Drive all the way to Evanston. Neighborhood activists helped kill this project before it could cut through their neighborhoods. Lakeshore Drive continues to honor the vision of Daniel Burnham by serving the public, giving them not only a scenic view of the city, but also a means by which to access its many beautiful beaches and parks. Lakeshore Drive, just like the city of Chicago, it continues to evolve and grow and meet the demands of its citizens while retaining its breathtaking beauty. Lakeshore Drive, forever Chicago.